ho. Hello, everybody. It's Metal Claus. Metal Claus. I've came from the North Pole to take over BODS Mayhem, our podcast, for a couple of weeks. John and I had made an agreement. He's up in the North Pole right now, which I kind of feel for him because the elves have him working. He's going to be shoveling shit, all kinds of stuff, making presents and doing all kinds of things. And I'm going to be here with Josh Crum with Downtrend and Diary of the Madman, the ultimate Ozzy Osbourne fan podcast with him and Dan Drago. And then Waylon with the Technicolor Nightmare. I don't know what's going on with him. He's in space somewhere. But anyway, I have Josh on here. We're going to be talking about the new Black Label Society Doom Crew Incorporated album, which is, Black Label Society is my favorite band. And yeah, I work out a lot with Black Label Society. So if you have any questions, come into the chat room. Please let us know. We'll answer your questions. You can ask me since it's almost Christmas time. And trust me, I know who's been naughty or nice. I know. Josh, how are you?
I've been naughty. How are you?
I know you have. I know.
So you
Bad.
say John's up in the North Pole shoveling shit, huh?
Yes, and he's doing other things too, which is going to be
typical.
funny.
That's what he does here in North America also, so it's okay. He's used to that.
Waylon's having all kinds of problems with getting in here for some reason. Usually he doesn't. So I'm going to just tell him to restart, come back in, and let's see what happens. I got to take these gloves off. I've been all over the place today.
Josh has troubles logging into this also, which anyone that listens to the Diary of the Madman podcast that Dan and I run know I have a lot of technical issues anyway. But I struggle to get on this platform also that you use for these lives, but I made it happen. I end up using my phone, so.
He still can't log in for some reason. Josh, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, one second. So weird. I use it fine.
Well, it wouldn't be what it's supposed to be if it worked perfectly. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Nothing is ever supposed to work perfectly. So
before John left, he showed me what to do. He knows his shit with his podcasting stuff. He really does. He surely does.
He needs to show me because I have all kinds of technical difficulties all the time. But that's another subject for a different day. So.
Oh, hang on. Santa just got a text from the North Pole. He has to take this right quick. So give me one moment. I think the elves are doing something with the, well, what are they doing with the presents? Hang on one second.
Can't wait till I'm under the tree. Light him up real good.
Pack them in.
Put that one right under the tree. Wait, wrap that one with ribbon.
Santa likes it back tight. Gotta get down with my tools. Ding-a-ling, put it in. Gonna wrap a lot of presents today for Santa. Santa's gonna love it. We wrap them and he delivers them, and he's gonna deliver them today at midnight.
So they're packing the toys in tight. So John's got them on schedule. So, we're going to hopefully have a lot of toys for all the boys and girls and, all the good people out there. But, everybody deserves a present, regardless if they've been bad or nice. That's just the way I feel.
Oh, absolutely. I know I deserve something, and even though I've been naughty. But what are you going to bring me, Metal Claus?
I can't tell you. Let's see.
Is there an age limit or anything? Is there a
No.
cutoff?
No. I'm going to have to get my hair fixed when I go back. It's killing me. Anyway.
Yeah, I've been letting my hair grow out, and it's kind of killing me too. But I'm kind of digging it,
Waylon is having all kinds of problems with his stuff.
Well, anyway, So what you been up to, Metal Claus, now that you're here in the good old North America, hanging out in Kentucky?
I ate Thanksgiving dinner with Bodfather, of course. He invited me down. I have been talking with some other people and just trying to see if my naughty or nice list matches up with people down here. So far, I have been correct. I have been correct.
Where does Waylon sit on your naughty or nice list?
Just like you.
Oh yeah, he's naughty, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of figured that about him. I could see that.
But John, he's been really good. For goodness sakes, he has. Now here's another text from the North Pole. Anyway, hang on one second. I'm so sorry. Okay. The stupid hair is getting in my way.
If John has his shit together in the North Pole, you need to get yours together down here, Metal Claus.
I know. I know. I'm not really good with this, this new technical stuff with everything how it is today. I think it's a crack of bullcrap.
Yeah, it's a struggle for me sometimes also, so I can't complain.
So, lots of people are struggling right now, and I understand that, and I'm very, very sad. I'm very, very sad and very upset about it because the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. So those pockets of the riches keep getting fuller and fuller, and the poor keep getting poorer and poorer every time that they get paid. So some crap's got to change. Metal Claus needs to, find other endeavors for John.
Travis Tritt, he's not metal, but he had a song about that. It's the rich man's busy dancing while the poor man pays the band. And it's a true statement.
It is very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Black Label Society, one of my favorite bands. 11th studio album. Oh, Josh has got the Black Label today. He's representing.
Today is official Black Label Society Day, man. It's album release day. It's a huge deal.
Yeah, I'm from the North Pole chapter, of course. And so the elves even dig it. They've been like a little 2 Live Crew now and again. I have to get on to them. I have to stop that stuff because that's not very nice.
They're head banging as you fly around the world. Elves are head banging.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, my sleigh is really, really bouncing, if that makes sense. Because
they're humming dueling guitar solos back and forth to each other as they fly through the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. I've got the big sound system in the sleigh. I've got all kinds of Black Label playing, some Meshuggah. I've got some Metallica, some Misfits, some Danzig even though Glenn's very naughty. He's always on the naughty list, but still. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's jump into this review for this new album. I think it's good, but it's more ballad driven. It is more guitar driven as well, if that makes sense.
Zach Wild, what do you expect?
That's true. But Dario had his little share in this too.
He did.
All right, Josh, what's your take on it?
I fucking love it, man. I love it. And anyone that listened to not our past episode, but the one before where we ranked Black Label Society albums, Dan and I both agreed that we didn't think Grimmest Hits was Zach's best effort at all. As a matter of fact, when we ranked the albums, we put it dead last, both of us. And I think the new one, Doom Crew Inc., is a massive return to form for Black Label Society. I think it's his best album since at least Order of the Black, I'm going to say. This is best in his last 4 or 5 records. You say it's ballad driven, and you mentioned that to me the other day, Metal Claus, but there's only 3 on there. So it's not too bad out of 12 tracks.
That's true. It does rank up there very high than what has been released by the band. I'll say that. There are some really good songs on this album.
I think Zach actually spent, it's pandemic, like the rest of the world, and I think he put a little more time and effort into this one than he has the last couple. A lot of different guitar tones, different moods throughout the album that typically you don't have. I mean, let me pull up the track. Well, I don't have it. One second, let me go get my CD real quick.
I've got the tracks right here.
Well, no, that way I can reference. I got them right here.
Here is Doom Crew Incorporated. That's what we are reviewing.
Oh, shit. That is, I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed Book of Shadows 2. That's not the right one.
I watched that the Thanksgiving review yesterday with Zach and the whole band, and they talked about doing Book of Shadows 3.
Yeah. The album's too new. I don't have the track names exactly memorized yet. But what I was trying to say is, You Made Me Want to Live, track 3, has almost a psychedelic vibe to it, man. Zach's got some flangy sounds in there, kind of psychedelic, Planet Caravan from Sabbath kind of tones, and then all of a sudden the riffs kick in to the chorus of the song. I think it's fucking awesome, man. He's reaching out, doing something a little different, and I think having Dario play on the entire album was just genius. Finally, I think fans have wanted that, honestly, since Nick Catanese was in the band.
Waylon still can't get in here for some reason.
I don't know what's going on with Waylon. But no, I think it's everything I want from a Black Label Society record. I mean, I want a couple killer ballads. I want a strong lead single. Set You Free was fucking perfect lead single, I thought. The melody on that song is through the roof. Zach and Dario going back and forth on the guitar solos. The dueling is perfect. One thing that really struck me early on when I watched the music video for it, I thought Dario played the better solos over Zach. But I recently got in the mail an issue of Guitar World. Hold on a second, I'll grab it for the viewers. It's right here. That has Dario and Zach on the cover. And it ends up that for some of the songs, Zach wrote Dario's parts, which he did for Set You Free. So while I was so proud of him for outdoing Zach on that dueling contest of that song, it ends up Zach wrote both parts anyway. So it's kind of Zach either way you take it. But Dario said inside that magazine that Zach wrote all the solos for Set You Free, for You Made Me Want to Live, and for End of Days, which are going to be the singles. So I believe You Made Me Want to Live is going to be the next single according to the sticker on the CD. So after that, Dario plays all of his own stuff. But man, he's fucking smoking, dude. He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, Dario holds his own. He is a very, very great guitarist. That's the next question I was going to ask you. What was your thoughts on Dario, adding his tracks on here, looping over Zach's, because Dario was actually pretty happy being able to come back and play more of, more, I guess, being involved a little bit more, if that makes sense.
Just to be involved. He's not on any of the other albums. No, he's never been involved on a record. Neither was Nick Catanese back in the day. Zach typically records all the guitar parts himself, and then the band just learns them. Even the drummers and bass players often just learn the parts for tour. I think JD, since they've been recording at the Black Vatican, which is Zach's home studio, JD's been involved in the writing and recording process because I think JD helps engineer the albums and stuff. But other than that, it's typically the Zach show, has been for years, and this is the first time he's reached out to Dario or anyone else and let them really participate other than JD and whatever drummer might want to do his part. But yeah, I think it's exciting. But what's weird is Dario's been playing with Zach for so long now. He's been in the band like 6 or 7 years. And oddly, I think his solos sound like Zach Wild's solos still, just by nature. I think it's just what he's so adept to playing all the time now. He uses a lot of the same pentatonic scales and stuff like that. So really, his tone, it sounds like Zach either way. But it's really hard to discern which is which when you're listening to the record. It'd be great to have, it's kind of liner note that tells you who's doing which solos, because it's definitely hard to tell who's who sometimes. But there's other moments it's kind of obvious, but not many.
I like this album. I've liked it ever since I got to review it the first time. It's like a roller coaster. I mean, all the this I don't know. Order of the Black till now they've been kind of hit or miss albums, but this one has made up for all the others that have been out there that's been released. I think that are hit or miss ones. You know what I'm saying? This album has knocked it out of the ballpark, and I'm very happy with it. Being a Black Label fan, I think all Black Label Society fans will love this album, and I think this is going to be a very, very good one. Very good one.
Well, you're looking at 12 tracks, and truly, there's no real filler. My least favorite song so far is probably Forsaken. But even Forsaken is probably, it would be upper middle of the pack on Grimmest Hits. So I really dig it. And then we finally got, anyone that's been a fan of Zakk Wylde for a long time, we finally got the song Farewell Ballad. He's had that for 20 years, and he's never finished it till now. So to finally get a finished version of that song with lyrics and everything completed, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, John, but he recorded it on a instructional guitar video back around 2001, 2002, something through there. And it was just an instrumental jam, but it was fucking gorgeous, and fans loved it. And he's always kind of talked here and there about finishing that song off and finally recording it. And it was nice to hear it finally come to fruition, and it's fucking killer. It's another ballad, but it's good to finally hear it. That's why it opens with a 90-second guitar solo, because initially it was an instrumental piece for that instructional guitar video.
If anybody has any questions that are out there watching or listening, please feel free to ask us. We'll be more than happy to, answer your questions. Looks like here we go.
Unfortunately, I can't see them, but
we've got MK Ultra, which is Waylon. He can't get in here for some reason. He's just going to chill and chat. Ha 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 ha.
Waylon don't want to talk to me tonight.
He's having problems out of his camera because for some reason it just will not let him come in here. Waylon has a question. Ho ho ho. Let's see what he says here. Or asks, I should say. I don't think the issue is on my end. I can see Josh and me perfectly.
I couldn't get into it earlier. I had to use my phone instead of the computer. So maybe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Hey, let me just try a new link. Hang on.
Now you're gonna lose us both.
Oh, I don't think so.
Check it out. The new Black Label comes with an old school poster. You don't see that very often anymore, do you? And it's cool.
What do you
think? The guys as Skull People.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking cool, huh?
I did not know that.
Yeah. That's old school stuff. That's 90s and 80s stuff right there. Stuff you don't get digital anymore,
What do you guys think about the district lack of pinch harmonics on this record?
He probably put distinct like. I mean, look, Zakk ain't fucking deaf. I mean, the one obvious, concern about people, the complaint about his playing is, the constant pinch harmonics that he's become so known for. It's kind of a catch-22. What do? It's something you're known for. It's something you almost built your career on. But at the same time, the one thing haters always point at is those fucking pinch harmonics are at every corner. And yeah, this album really doesn't have hardly any. I think it was time to kind of put it to bed a little bit. I like how they are on this record, one or two here or there. But I think it became a point where it was past its prime, so to speak. I mean, in the 80s, heavy synth was so popular, right? And then at some point, music went away from that, So maybe it was time for Zakk to step back from the pinch harmonics just a little bit, just a little.
I'm trying to get Waylon in here. I don't know.
Listen, listeners, Santa BODS killing my ass over here because he's leaving me hanging with nothing to say. I mean, I can talk. I can filibuster this son bitch like a motherfucker if you want me to. I'll go for an hour and a half and not stop. So here I go. Another thing about the album that I love is Zach sings clean tone the entire album. I'm a big fan of Zach's clean tone vocals. Sometimes he wants to do what I call the Ozzy impression vocal, where he kind of whines a little bit. And there's zero of that on this record, and I'm a big fan of that. I think that's why I like Book of Shadows and Book of Shadows 2 so much, because he tends to sing those more clean tone in his natural singing voice. Zach has a fucking marvelous singing voice. There's no reason he should ever try to impersonate Ozzy or do something of that effect that's unnatural when he can sing like that. I mean, so this album, full-on clean vocal the whole time, it just feels like, to me, for the first time in a decade, Zach took time on this record. He had time. You know, we've been in pandemic for 2 years, and I think he had time to take time, and it shows. You know, I've always called him the busiest motherfucker in rock and roll. If he's not on tour with Ozzy, if he's not on tour with Black Label, he's on tour with the Experienced Hendrix, he's on tour with G3, with Steve Vai, those guys. And in the meantime, he's always dropping fucking records all the time. I mean, the guy don't stop. I don't know when he spends time with his wife, because he truly never stops. When he's at home, you follow him on social media, Santa Bod. I know you do. He's putting out a video every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just goofing off. I mean, he's always doing something, man. He's the busiest cat ever. Do we have Waylon?
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh shit! I'm in here. I made it.
those naughty
All
damn
right.
wolves. I know what. Jingle and Jangle came down here, and that's exactly what happened. They fucked with your camera. I will get them. Those sons of bitches.
Those fucking elves, dude, are always trying to fuck with me.
Santa Bod.
It's a year-round thing. They're like sending me spam emails, pretending to be Nigerian princes, asking me for money and shit. It's killing me.
Cash App. Got to get that Cash App and car warranty. Remember?
The extended warranty.
Listen, after my filibuster, I'm kind of finished now. I'm getting off here. See you guys later. Joking.
Oh, please don't leave, Josh.
I've said all I have to say, man. I'm finished now.
All right, so yeah, can I circle back to what I was talking about with pitch harmonics? Dude, you nailed that. You nailed exactly what I was thinking when I was listening to this album. Like, I got through the first 3 songs and I was like, I don't think I've heard a single pinch harmonic yet. And I was like, you know what? I welcome this. I'm into this. Like, I felt like overall the vibe that I got from this album, like it was, I said this in the chat just a minute ago, but I'm gonna reiterate it now that I'm on here and speaking. It's like, and you were talking about him keeping with his own clean tone, like natural vocal. I think that just in general, this album felt more tasteful than most anything I've heard from Black Label since like 2007, maybe. Like, this album was more subdued. Yeah. This album was more subdued, more tasteful, more groovy, more laid back. I enjoyed the shit out of that. It was nice. It was like hearing Book of Shadows, Zach, doing it with a full band.
But
and doing it heavy. You know what I mean?
But do you both think this is a growth of Black Label, of Zach letting Dario come in and do more stuff, and Zach just doing different things? Like Josh said, he had time to do this record and didn't have to rush to throw just something out there. Do you feel like?
I think that's exactly what it was. And I think, he's getting up there in years now, man. Like, he's got to be getting tired of doing the same damn thing every record, just chugging it out as quick as he can and throwing in as many different kinds of nasty pinch harmonics as he can. And he's like, let's just chill back and write some songs. And like, I really was pleasantly surprised with this album.
I do like the wailing on the guitar because that's that Zach signature thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree that every song don't need that. And these clean tones on this album, man, it's mind blowing. I mean, it's like you said, it's just relaxing. It's just relaxing to hear the way he plays and just how this whole thing come together. This whole album, I rank it at a 9 out of 10 easily.
Yeah, easily. I think there was one, I'm trying to think of the name of this ballad-like song that was like halfway through. Maybe it was Forever and a Day. I think that one. To me, that song felt a little bit like rehashy, kind of like In This River, and the solo in that one was like, there are other solos on more high energy songs on this album that build up more and have more progression to them. than this ballad song where he just kind of came in ripping right off the jump, and it just felt kind of jarring. But other than that, I have no complaints about this album.
I thought "Destroy and Conquer" could easily been a lead single off this album, easily, because that song just like it. As John was talking with JD, Jeff, and Dario, that song. I mean that song right there is one of Black Label's top songs here in a while since I've seen. Well,
I think Ruins is my favorite on this album.
Yeah. Who is 92 Twitch 92?
Interesting. Ruins was my least favorite, actually, Waylon. I'm kind of shocked to hear you say that. Yeah. But again, that goes to show you the strength of the album. If it's your favorite and my least favorite, then there you go, right?
Yeah. I like the overall structure of that song and the riffage in it. I just thought it was killer. But
yeah,
I believe anybody that's a music fan that will listen to this album, I really think that they would like one song off this album. Anybody.
Yeah.
I do want to circle back with Waylon on one thing. You mentioned Farewell Ballad kind of came in ripping when it was kind of
no, it wasn't that one. It was another one. There was I think it was Forever and a Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say, because you may have missed it earlier when I mentioned that Farewell Ballad has been around for 20 years on an instructional video that Zach did. Okay. I just wasn't sure if you heard all that, and kind of explains the 90-second intro of riffage that,
Yeah. No, I dig that one. It just seemed like Forever and a Day, like it was probably to me the weakest song on the album. But that's just 100% personal preference. It was still killer fucking guitar playing, obviously. Like I ain't taking nothing away from that. But
and that one had some clean tone kind of in the guitar. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it was definitely much lower gain than what you're used to hearing.
Oh, for sure. For a second, I thought, is he playing like a fucking telly? And then I thought, no, he's clearly going to be playing a wild audio, right? I mean, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought, okay, he's cranked the gain down and actually went for a cleaner tone on this one, which is kind of different. I thought, Gather All My Sins. Yeah, Gather All My Sins. That sounds like a Pride and Glory jam, man. That had some like Allman Brothers dueling back and forth with clean tone, like just drum and bass in the background. No rhythm guitars, just back and forth. It had a very southern feel to it, I thought.
Do you know what I do to get the elves going at the workshop? I play Fire It Up, and then they go, oh, they're all over the place, and they get things done.
Is Fire It Up your favorite Black Label song, Santa Metal Claus?
No. I've got two, Josh. I've got two. The first one is Overlord, and the next one will be Bleed for Me.
Okay.
Bleed for Santa. Ho, 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 ho.
I like Doomsday. I like Doomsday Jesus.
Nice.
Yes.
It's just like that's just like a trashy, dirty, raunchy ass metal song, and I just love that about it.
I don't know if I have a favorite Black Label song all around, but my favorite album, as we did our rankings on our last podcast before this one, it was Order of the Black. It's my favorite Black Label album. So I would say Overlord's probably right there for me also. I love coming out of the guitar solo back into the riff and the groove right there, man. That was Will Hunt on drums, and he's a fucking beast.
Yes.
And it's just so groovy right there. So
Blessed,
groovy.
And my other one is Blessed Sleigh Ride. That's a good one. Santa Bod needs some new jokes.
Been out rolling on the Blessed Sled Ride, huh?
Sleigh Ride, Joshua. Sleigh Ride.
I said, I caught myself. I said it. Took me a minute.
So what's some of your guys' two favorite songs off this album, if you can pick one?
You want to go ahead and go, Waylon, or you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead,
man. I was thinking about this today. I think they got it right with Set You Free as being the lead single. I think it's the best song on the record. My favorite part of that song, it's so weird. When you're younger, maybe Waylon can agree with me on this also. You hear these guitar solos, man, and you're just like, fuck, that dude's shredding. And then the older you get, the more you learn to appreciate the rhythm behind the solo. And when I hear Zach and Dario going back and forth on those leads, like, the first listen to it, I was like, oh yeah, they're getting it. But then now that I hear it, now that I've gotten to know the song so well, I listen to the melody, the rhythm behind them. The rhythm playing's fucking cool as hell in the background. So catchy. So for me, Set You Free is my favorite. After that, I am a sucker for a ballad. But the psychedelic "You Make Me Want to Live" is probably my second favorite one. It just didn't. I didn't expect to hear that on this record. I didn't expect psychedelic tones and flange and fucking delay effects and all this and clean tone. I just didn't expect to hear any of that. So that one kind of caught me by surprise. And by the title, "You Make Me Want to Live," I assumed it would be a ballad. So I was kind of pleasantly surprised when it was actually kind of a rocker. So kind of like that one a lot also.
I think for me, it's probably it's hard to pick two, but Ruins and Gather All My Sins. Like Ruins just has like this energy to it, dude, that I just love. But then Gather All My Sins got all that bluesy Southern Allman Brothers-y kind of shit going on. And like, I don't know if it's, you might be like, this might just be me getting older, but man, the more I get older, I used to like be somehow weirdly turned off by just straight pentatonic shit. Sometimes I'd be like, blues scale, whatever. But now when I listen to music, I'm like, ooh, that was a tasty little blues lick right there. I like hearing that.
Lick. Yeah.
And those are just, I just jam on that shit now, man. I love bluesy shit. And really the closer you can get it to the roots, the more I like it. So
yeah,
that really jived with me. And then Ruins just had a good, I'm a Doomsday Jesus guy. So I want to hear that Viking shit.
Riffage, man. You want some riffage? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Metal Claus?
My two favorite was "Set You Free" and then "Destroy and Conquer." I thought those two were just, kick your butt songs. I did like "Forsaken." There's a couple ballads on here that I do like, but those two for me are my favorite.
We all said earlier, and I think we agree, it's a very solid record, though. Like 1 through 12 is a very solid record. So when you pick your favorite two, there's not a massive discrepancy between that and 8 and 9. It's a good fucking album, man. It really is.
That's circling back to what you said earlier, Josh. Like that's just so crazy that you could have an album like this and have three people who I'd say have had varying levels of interest in Black Label Society over the years. Like you guys are super fans of them, and I think I probably fell off, like I said, after about 2007. But those first couple albums, dude, I played those some bitches till I couldn't stand them anymore. You know what I mean? Loved them. For one of the reasons I picked up a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
Coming back to this record, I was like, oh man, here we go. It's going to be another fucking set my watch by the pinch harmonics kind of thing. And I don't hate on it because I like to do a lot of pinch harmonics myself. But sometimes I just want to hear something different. And I felt like this album was so much more tasteful and so much more subdued. I was so pleasantly surprised with it. And just so strong that two favorite songs for three different people are 6 different songs. That's what's up.
This is what I like about what I've seen here a lot. And I hate that we're still in the pandemic, but all these new albums that have came out, and I listen to a lot of stuff just to listen to it because I'm Metal Claus. I have to. All these albums are different. If you follow a band, all their previous stuff sounds the same or it kind of gets boring. But all these new albums by anybody and everybody just about are totally different. And they all sound like they've taken their time because that's all they've had is time. So all these albums, whatever your personal preference is, there've been a lot of great albums come out so far, in my opinion.
I'd agree with that 100%.
Yeah, totally. But let's be real. As prolific a writer as Zakk Wylde is with 2 years pandemic, this ain't all he's got out of 2 years.
No, because
not even close.
Because yesterday when I was watching them, since I was down there hanging with, Bodfather, Zakk had mentioned during the review on the Thanksgiving feast thing that they were doing live, he said that he was working on Book of Shadows 3.
Oh, nice. I didn't get to watch that. That's massive news. Hell yeah.
So
exactly. You knew there's no way that he stopped at 12 tracks over a 2-year period when he's home every day. It's just not happening with him.
And he picks that guitar up every time when he's at home. He's got a guitar. I mean, you've seen his house. It's all over the place. So he's sitting there playing hours upon hours, and Metal Claus knows he's seen Zakk playing guitar a lot. So, I mean, he's always
there's a lot of material.
Things. Oh, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, that's awesome news, man. Unfortunately I didn't get to watch that, but that's big news. And like I said, I'm sure there's some more Black Label songs laying around too. I wonder if they recorded more than 12 for the session on this. They just chose those 12, or if there's a couple extra.
I bet they recorded 20 songs and then just picked the cream of the crop.
Waylon, 100%, because that's how it works.
If anybody goes back and watches the interview that John the Bot did with Jeff, JD, and Dario, there were not extra songs.
Oh, they did say that, didn't they?
or
at least extra songs. Well, JD was there the whole time. I was going to say they got the nick to them, but JD was the engineer. So.
You know how they just joke around with everything, so they could have just said, "Hey, we don't have extra songs," which they really probably do.
They might have lied right to your face, John.
They probably have. if they had told you, Zach might have got them in a big freaking headlock like this and nuggied the fuck out of them until they went bald or something. So they might have say
anything. I do love their videos. I love watching them. Me and the elves gather around. We watch them. They're pretty funny. I love them. Love them. So
some of them I think aren't very good at all. But I have to admit, the end of Day's video, I laughed out loud twice watching that one. I loved two parts. One, when Zach has JD and he was wearing the mascot costume of the koala bear, right?
Yeah.
And he's like ramming his head into the door. That was crazy. It made me laugh out loud. And then I love the part a little bit later on when they were in the hallway and they were doing the Scooby-Doo in and out of the rooms and looking at each other. Then back, I thought that was classic, man. That was real funny shit, I thought. And then all of a sudden, there's an axe on the wall and a lead pipe on the floor that they just pick, this dumb shit that they can just, how they come up with this stuff, man. It's amazing. Zach's got an awesome sense of humor, no doubt.
And for the folks who are huge Black Label Society fans, I will have an autographed Doom Crew Incorporated album to give away on the podcast in the next couple of weeks.
Am I eligible to win?
Sure. Anybody and everybody. So we're going to figure out how to do a contest with Metal Claws. And I'm going to have Josh back on here. We're going to have Waylon on here as always, my elf, my special elf. And we're going to figure out how to give this away. And we may have to where people could come in and talk to me, Metal Claws, ask some questions, things like that. And we'll pull a winner. We'll put your name in a hat or something other, and we'll figure out something. But I want to give back.
It's awesome. It's an awesome gift.
Here is Josh's finance. Can I join? What are you coming on here to talk about music, or are you coming on here to talk about finance? Because this is music, buddy.
Josh's finance. Anyone can come on and talk to us if they want to talk about a little Black Label Society or a little hard rock metal in general, right, Waylon?
Yeah. How do Josh? I got a question for Josh's finances. How do musicians make money? How make money from guitar? How take guitar make money?
You can't make money from guitar, but you marry a nurse. You marry a nurse.
Oh,
that's how you do it. That's the secret.
That's where I've been fucking up.
Yeah, yes. For all you listeners, that's the secret. Yeah.
Her name is Lefty.
She fell asleep on John's bed one day, and I think he got a little excited about just having her laying in his bed one day. So,
I don't think he did. He just was like, oh well.
Santa knows what John was thinking. Metal Claus.
Okay, he wants to come on and sell merch. Sell merch. This is a metal show. Okay.
Oh well.
Well, there ain't nothing more metal than slanging t-shirts.
That's true.
Yeah, man. That is the truth, dude. Matter of fact, I have this computer set up on top of my merch box right now. I'll tap it.
See there? Let's see how it works.
Yep.
Throw a link up, Josh. And we'll holler it out.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of
www.bigcartel.com/downtrend. No, downtrend.bigcartel.com. Yeah, something like that.
There it is.
Yeah,
it's been a while. You get on Big Cartel, you look for Downtrend.
It's been a pandemic, man. I've not been on there in a while.
See, Josh has got stuff to sell. I've got my BODS Mayhem Hour shirt to sell right there for $15. I have sizes
quick.
small through extra large to sell.
He had that some bitch on the draw ready to go, dude.
That was
he had it right here.
Quick.
Had it right here holstered.
He knows. Look, he knows. Look, he knows. He knows.
Oh man!
So Metal Claus is selling T-shirts, or is he selling them for John?
Metal Claus is helping the bod father sell his shirts. Because the bod father is tired of struggling from check to check, and he's very pissed off about it. So he's tired of the bull crap.
Ain't we all?
The rich keep getting richer, and the poor keep getting poorer. I've said that many times. So anyway, Josh, next time, send me a thing that you want to sell. I'll put it up on here, just like that, just like the Zakk Wylde autographed CD. Boom.
We got all kinds of cool shit.
There.
We got shot glasses and fucking shirts and more shirts and CDs.
Look at that damn wall back there.
Man.
I know. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Shit for days back there.
Yeah, I'm proud of that wall. I've worked hard on it. See this one right here? Hold on. That?
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it in the picture. Ozzy signed that for me in person when I met him, and it's signed by Geezer and Adam Wakeman also. So that's probably my favorite one.
He needs a BODS Mayhem Hour poster.
It says best wishes. I have a BODS Mayhem Hour poster up.
It's hidden.
I do too. It's just behind my camera.
It's okay. As long as it's on the wall.
Shit. It's hard for me to find a room on this wall.
It's okay. As long as it's on the wall. That's totally fine. This back here needs to be fixed because it's all nothing on there.
If you want more viewers, I'd do my show from that bed right there, man. That was so fucking funny when JD called you out on the show today. I know you were about ready to fucking die, man. I was like, John's gonna crawl under that fucking bed here in a minute.
Dario was laughing his ass off. I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
And Dario didn't speak the entire show until that moment. He's just so quiet, I believe.
He even did that yesterday during the Thanksgiving feast review I watched. He was just there like, that's all he did. He only answered questions when, but God, he makes up for it when he plays guitar.
And you make up for it, John, when you get behind that mic.
Oh, Metal Claus
Metal Claus. Well, John makes up for it when he's there.
He is a good podcaster.
He works hard. He does a good job, man. He tries to keep it real.
I do. He does. Whatever.
Some guy that looks similar to this guy without a beard that does some things, and he's pretty cool, and there we go.
Those Island Boys, Santa Claus has a new song for them. He's got his own parody of Island Boys.
That was my reaction as well, Josh. I said,
all right. Are we gonna hear it or what? I mean, where's it?
Yeah, of course. I'm a Santa Claus. I'm a checking my list. I'm a checking it twice. Got to find out who's been naughty or nice. Hey. Merry Christmas.
So, speaking of Zakk Wylde and that world, did you guys get a chance to listen to the new Tony Iommi instrumental track yesterday?
I have not.
No.
Waylon, dude, it's fucking badass. You guys got to go check it out. Waylon's going to write it down right now. Scent of Dark.
He's going right now.
Like SCENT, and it's all instrumental. It's Tony's first song since 2013 when they released 13. And it's fucking gothic and heavy, and it's fucking badass. It's about 5 minutes long.
On the new Ozzy album?
No, it's a Tony Iommi solo. He's putting out a perfume apparently or some shit, and he wrote a song to correspond with the release of the cologne or whatever. But the song's fucking killer.
That's going to lead to a solo album.
Oh, an instrumental from Tony Iommi is probably overdue. Honestly, it's fucking. If it can do 9 more like this song, I think we'd all take it. Wait till you guys hear it. It's fucking awesome. Got cellos and shit and violins.
Bro,
and
that tone. That tone.
Yeah, picture Tony's fucking tone with fucking cellos and violins going, dude. That's what it is. It's fucking phenomenal.
So what is your score out of 10 for this new Black Label album? Josh?
For me, I would give it an 8 out of 10, and I think that's solid. I mean, you know, it's his best one in probably almost a decade. I'm like Waylon since Order of the Black. I think it's my favorite one since Order of the Black, and it was. I want to say it's 07 off the top of my head, but that's probably way off. I don't know. It's not quite. It doesn't break my top 4 or 5 Black Label albums, but I do like it better than probably 5 or 6 of them. So I mean, that's a definite win in my opinion. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I'm comfortable with that.
Ballad?
For me, I would say, as far as Black Label goes, man, I would give it like an 8.5. Like, I think my favorite is probably the Blessed Hell Ride, and since then, like a few of the albums that came out after that were solid, but they were also like rehashes to me of the same kind of vibe. And then this album, like I said, just did something totally unique, and I love it. I think it's like an 8.5. It's definitely my favorite thing I've heard from in over a decade. So,
do you think we're going to get more albums like this from the Mighty Black Label, or is it going to go back to the pitch?
We would hope so. That we like. Yeah, I feel like it's maturing. So. I think it's Zach just getting up there in years now. He's like, okay, now I want to write some stuff that doesn't just lean into what people want to pigeonhole me as. I want to write some shit and showcase, because he's an excellent musician outside of just chugging drop D riffs and doing pinch harmonics and shredding. His piano playing's amazing. His vocals are amazing when he's doing his own thing, and I would love to hear him just lean into that more and break that rut and get out of that pigeonholed kind of thing more. I hope that's what they do. Because I'm back on board at this point.
And let's just be real. Even Ozzy called him out on playing too fast all the time. You know, even Ozzy was like, we all know you can play 900 licks per second. Like, you don't have to do that all the time. It's like, you know, just give us some melody, write some good melodic solos, and everyone's going to be happy. You know, we don't need to know how fast you can play. We all know he's about the fastest motherfucker on the planet. I mean, I'm like, and, you know, this album really didn't have a lot of that either. Just those massively fast reaping scales. It didn't really have a lot of that either. It had some fast scales, but not, you know what I'm talking about. Those fucking shred ones where it's just like, Jesus Christ, you know?
That shit wears me out anymore. I used to love it when I was younger. Now I'm just like, okay, I don't, like, set me up an idea, follow me through, give me something I can hum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me a guitar lick that gets stuck in my head.
On our show, we kind of ripped Grimace Hits for that very reason. You know, when we released that episode and we ranked the top, there's the first 10 Black Label Society albums, and both of us had Grimace Hits dead last. And we honestly got a lot of slack from that from our listeners. I had a lot of people message and was like, man, you got to listen to that album closer. You got to listen closer. And I tried. I listened to it 3 times that week. But it lacked melody, both vocally and in the solos. The riffs were fucking badass. They had some Sabbath-like riffs. The riffs were phenomenal. But the guitar solos were complete shred the whole time. The vocals just lacked a melody that was catchy. You know, it's kind of like Dan said, my co-host. He said, you know, if I've heard it 5 times and I can't hum it back to you, then the melody's just not good enough. And that's kind of how that album laid. I think this one doesn't do that. This one's kind of, you hear the songs once or twice, you remember how they sounded. It's kind of easy to recall the track titles and stuff. They're memorable. And that goes a long way.
That's what I'd rather have. I'd rather have one album of good, memorable songs that set themselves apart from one another. And like the groove, man, you don't get that groove when it's just, you know, all the time. So I like hearing them lay back and groove and to get into that pocket a little bit deeper.
I give it
because they got it. Give it a 9, John. I'm sorry, I interrupted you there.
Yeah, Metal Claus. I give it a 9. Just for the simple fact it's fresh, it's new. There's a distinct of cleanness, but still staying true to Black Label. I do like this album. I give it a 9.
Clean is so relative though. Like it's definitely, the gain is dialed back like 80% from what they would typically do, but it's still so far from being clean. Like 90% of the time, it's still so crunchy and gainy, and I love it. I like hearing those kinds of tones. Like you can hear his fingers and his pick attack more in the guitar on this album than you have been able to in years. Like it's not just a super compressed high gain tone. It's you can hear the dynamics of his guitar playing, and I enjoyed that a lot.
Before we get out of here, I want to ask both of you, how was your Thanksgiving yesterday?
My Thanksgiving was good. We went to my in-laws' house and hung out there most of the day. And then with my family, we usually meet on a different day. We're going to meet on Sunday and do some Thanksgiving with them. Then But yeah, yesterday was good. How about you guys?
I had a great one. I had just my mom and her husband and my sisters and all of our kids and chilled out. And I've got some family here right now visiting as well. And but we had a good Thanksgiving, man. Just real laid back, old school, like we always do. Just chilling out here in the country. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
I came down late last night and had Thanksgiving with John and his mom and his cousin, and it was very nice. They're very awesome people, and you know, it was very good. I'm glad I got to come down, and I'm glad to get to do BODS Mayhem for the next couple of weeks, and plus give away this autographed Black Label Doom Crew Incorporated CD by Zakk Wylde. And I think the whole band also has signed it as well. So we'll see. So
That's
we're going to have some cool things to give away. And plus, may end up throwing in a BODS Mayhem Hour shirt to give away. And Josh and Waylon will be back on here next couple of weeks as well when we give that CD away, which Waylon's on here every week to help me out, plus John out. And he tremendously appreciates it, honestly. So
this feels like the Brady Bunch. Like I just want to go Waylon down beneath me, and like I want to go over Alice and and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to throw another album at the listeners real quick that they may not have checked out, man. But about 2 weeks ago, Jerry Cantrell put out a solo album.
Yes.
I gotta listen to that. I gotta listen to that, dude. I'm dying to listen to that.
It's so. I would love to discuss it with you all because I typically talk my music with Dan, and Dan hasn't really cared to check it out. But it's so fucking good. Like if it were titled Alice in Chains, I think people would be going fucking nuts over it because kind of like the Zakk album, it's fresh. It has that Alice in Chains tone that obviously Jerry Cantrell, when he sings and plays, it's Alice in Chains tone, right? But he adds so much to it, man. There's piano in that motherfucker. There's like other instruments going. It's just such a big record. It's fucking great, man.
I have got to check it out for sure because Alice in Chains might be my favorite band of all time. Like, I don't know that they put out anything bad ever. And like, even after they got back together with that new singer, man, like as long as Jerry's there, it's fine. The ship's getting steered. You know what I mean? It may not ever get to the levels of being like Lane Staley and him doing harmonies together because those dudes are just incredible together. But as long as he's there, everything's good. It's going to be good music.
William Duvall can absolutely throw down and sing with anybody.
Yeah, dude. He's amazing.
Yes.
He can. But, it takes seeing Alice in Chains live to realize how much lead vocals Jerry Cantrell does also.
Yeah.
So I think that's why William Duvall, it's like he sounds so much like Lane. People were like, when he first came out, they made the comment, he sounds almost too much like Lane, that some fans are kind of hating on it. I don't think it's that he sounds like Lane. I think when Jerry Cantrell fucking sings with him, it sounds like Alice in Chains because
William has more of a full-bodied vocal than Lane does. Like Lane was very head voice, nasally, and William's way more full-bodied coming from down here in the diaphragm kind of sound. It's just you put Jerry in the mix, dude, it's going to get that sound to it every time because he's the driving force. He's the motor.
Yeah.
So let's do next Friday. I've got George Grant coming back on the show because he had to cancel a couple weeks ago, and that's fine. He's coming back on here this next Friday. So let's discuss the new Jerry Cantrell album. You guys, both of you and me.
Yeah, I'm down. I fucking love it, man. I've been listening to it for 2 weeks, and it's killer. And like Waylon said, man, Jerry's just got such a it takes, like I said, seeing him live to realize he sings a lot of those songs anyway. That, and honestly, Lane Staley's probably getting credit for it. Really,
well, like Down in a Hole.
Anyway.
Down in a Hole is probably their most popular song, I would say, apart from like Man in the Box, maybe. But as far as like being a song that people are like, oh my god, that song's transcendingly good, and most of those vocals are Jerry.
Yeah,
like Lane does way less vocals on that song than Jerry did. Like,
I'll tell you something you don't know, Waylon. I bet you may know. I don't know. I don't want to be a know-it-all, but I'm Mr. Ozzy Osbourne freak. We do this podcast and stuff. You know that Jerry Cantrell played on his covers album, right? Undercover.
No.
Yeah, that's Jerry Cantrell on guitar on that album. But it's covers album. It's okay. It's what it is. What it is. But while they were working together, Jerry and Ozzy wrote 4 songs together. Wrote 4 original songs together. Went to the studio with Zakk Wylde, Jerry Cantrell, Mike Inez, and I believe Randy Castillo, and cut those 4 songs on demo. That's something that I fucking want to hear. Exactly.
Where?
It's got us to the light. And no one's ever spoken about it except for Jerry. Jerry mentioned it in an interview once with Guitar World. Like back then that he had recorded these 4 songs with Ozzy. So like that's some shit I would love to fucking hear,
That's
man.
got to be phenomenal, right? Like, there's no way that it could not be.
How can you have Jerry and Zakk Wylde on guitar with Ozzy laying down vocal melodies and it not be fucking phenomenal? It's got to be.
Right. Hopefully they put that out before Ozzy goes, man.
I want to thank my guest Josh Crum and, as always, Waylon on here discussing and reviewing albums. Next Friday we're going to have Mr. George Grant on here from Burning Rose. He's going to be on here. We're talking to him about his new album, and we're going to be discussing Jerry Cantrell's new solo album. Josh and Waylon will be back on here with me next Friday. But this Monday there is
the youngest one in curls. Sorry,
that's okay.
I started just hearing Brady Bunch again.
This Monday is going to be a field day with BODS Mayhem, our podcast, because we've got an interview with Jimmy Bauer from I Hate God and of Down. He's going to be on here. Then at 8 o'clock, we're going to have Chad Pryor from Devil Be My Judge. He's going to be on the show, actually talking about their new debut single that's going to be released December 1st. So the day before, we're going to have him on a special show for BODS Mayhem, our live podcast. Please get out and subscribe to our YouTube page. I would tremendously
check out Downtrend also.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The Technicolor Nightmare. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll let Metal Claws handle it, I guess, Waylon. Whatever.
Hey, you're fine.
He forgot. He forgot, but whatever.
I did not forget I had you in the list. That's why you're on the naughty list. I forgot. Anyway. So I don't know where I was at. Get out, check out our Facebook page, subscribe to it. John the Bob would tremendously appreciate it. And I know getting out and subscribing to Downtrend and a Technicolor Nightmare, these two guys are tremendously appreciated as well. Support us, guys, because we need it. We need it. So see you all next week. And
you're forgetting one. I do a podcast called Diary
of the Madmen podcast, yeah.
The ultimate Ozzy Osbourne podcast where we discuss all things Ozzy and Ozzy related. Our latest episode was a battle between 2 of the greatest heavy metal albums of all time, Paranoid versus Master of Reality.
Oh, shit.
Who you got, Waylon? Who you got,
Master of Reality.
Give it a listen. Tell us what you think about it. That's their latest
Bark
episode.
At the Moon.
I had Master of Reality on vinyl, and I literally played it until it wouldn't anymore.
Yeah, so it's hard to argue it. Yep. Check it out.
I had Bark at the Moon. I'm just kidding. All right,
it's so weird. We'll put that stuff on social media, and I do get responses like that all the fucking time. It's like, who you got, Paranoid or Master of Reality? They're like, never said Oz better than both. It's like, I know. Look, we're not.
Don't bring that Jakey Lee shit up in here.
We're not asking you that. We want to know Paranoid or Master of Reality. Nah, it's all fun, man. We love it.
All right, folks, we will see you next time. Thank you, Josh and Waylon, for having Metal Claws out this evening.
See you guys.
See ya.